I don't know, publications, papers, and they still need months. You want me and an examiner to be convinced that in 40 minutes and in 2-3 paragraphs without connection and library access or books or references, you're going to meticulously scrutinize this viewpoint. If you are a parent and you are preparing for the IELTS test for your children to have a better future in life, well, this essay that we're going to assess today will 100% resonate with you. Welcome to IELTS Juice. Let's start assessing one essay with parenting theme. So, the rubric says, it is necessary for parents to attend a parenting training course to bring their children up. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? It's an opinion essay. You only have one main idea to talk about, and that will be your opinion. So that would be the majority of your focus, if not 100% of the focus. And the topic says that if you're a parent, it's necessary, it's crucial, it's very, very, very important to get proper training in that regard. Many people would agree with this statement. Some people might not agree, and they might say, yeah, the natural way of bringing up children is the best way. Either way, we're going to assess one. It will give you some insight into what needs to be done, the areas where you need to focus your attention on, and anything related to those areas. So let's begin reading the candidate's response. There is no little room for doubt. Okay. There is little room for doubt, or there is no room for doubt, which again, it's better to say there is little room for doubt. That is the idiom, that's the phrase you're looking for. So we don't say there is no little room for doubt. There is a lot of room for thought. There is room 357. There is room 560. There is one 2-bedroom in 7th floor, room number 706. That doesn't work. It's not like that. Room for doubt or room for improvement, that kind of structure has a fixed, how can I put it, like word arrangements. We need to follow that word arrangement. We're not allowed to mingle and change. We cannot, for instance, say there are small rooms for doubts. That is considered weird. And that's not English. We are not allowed to change fixed phrases. All right? It's like, I don't know if this example makes sense. I'm going to say it anyway. We say goodbye. So good and bye. Have you ever heard somebody say excellent bye or wonderful bye? Goodbye, good is correct. Although wonderful is better than good, we cannot say it in that structure, in that word. This example means if you learn a word in English, respect it, because it's the language we're learning. We need to first learn and respect that language because it's not yet ours. And honestly, we still haven't had that command over the language. So we're learning. Let's first respect the rules, and then later on, after a decade or two of learning and living in an English-speaking country, maybe you can, play around a bit and have fun with the language. But for now, and especially since IELTS is going to test our standard English, we need to present standard English to the IELTS examiner. who is going to read and check and assess our essay, or maybe letters, or maybe reports. Anyway, let's continue. For that raising children is conspicuously important. Wow, it's a good word, good collocation. Conspicuously important. Why conspicuous? Okay, let's continue. That raising children is conspicuously important. Like conspicuously important. Good. Whether parents should participate in training courses or not has sparked a heated debate. Okay? So far, so good. This viewpoint is sternly recommended. Whoa. Sternly recommended? Like this? Why sternly? Has a little bit of negative connotation to it. I keep talking about connotation. There is a lesson in which we talk about connotation. I'll put it in the description below. Do check it out. There are other things that you can learn about the word, but knowing the connotation is also one of them. Please do check it out, all right? It doesn't take more than a couple of minutes of your time. Sternly recommended. I'm not sure about the collocation. It is highly recommended. Is better. Highly has this a bit neutral or slightly positive connotation to it. By this essay, on account of its undeniable virtues. Its undeniable virtues. Okay, this viewpoint is recommended by this essay, meaning this essay is going to recommend this view that people should raise their children, the importance of raising their children. Is there a way I can understand whether the writer believes in the education and taking the course or not? Let's continue. Throughout the following paragraphs, comma, this viewpoint, which one? Will be meticulously scrutinized. Seriously? In 40 minutes? And in only 2-3 maximum paragraphs? This topic will be meticulously scrutinized? Wow. I mean, let's be honest. Examiners know what you are doing. Frankly speaking, you don't have enough time. You are under exam conditions. You have already had the listening test and the reading test, and now you're in the third step. You're doing the writing exam. Are you really trying to convince me or one of my colleagues when they mark your or score your essay that you are going to carefully and meticulously scrutinize every single element of this topic? Listen to me. We know what you're doing. You learn some words and some structures, and you memorize, and you practice, and you try to put them in your essays. I'm just saying, don't try to fool us this way. It's very obvious. It's very, very obvious. These are memorized structures, words, phrases, collocations, but it is memorized. It is conspicuously clear. If you do it, don't put too much hope on it. Don't just say, I know meticulous, I know scrutinize, I know how to use these words, I know the spelling, I know the collocation. Very good. That's not enough. That's not enough. I'm not judging, I'm just saying under exam condition, this will not happen. Especially you will have no access to the internet. You have no access to libraries. You have no access to books. You cannot interview people. I mean, in the real world, universities spend time analyzing a single element for months with access to loads of books in internet connection, books, articles, I don't know, publications, papers, and they still need months. You want me and an examiner to be convinced that in 40 minutes and in 2-3 paragraphs without connection and library access or books or references, you're going to meticulously scrutinize this viewpoint. Okay. To advocate rational, same thing. Advocate rational standpoint. Same thing. Let's see. Basically, from the introduction, I got some fixed phrases, that's all. For one, upbringing children is obviously important for all parents. We don't know, do you agree with this or not? It is important. It's not the matter of importance. What we're discussing here is whether you agree or disagree. Children upbringing is not the topic. Children upbringing is important. Yes, everybody knows. How? Do you need to get a course for that, or no? You just, your great-great-great-grandfather taught you something and you are following the teachings of your ancestors. That is what being discussed here. For all parents from all walks of life. Good. Double full stops. We only need one. It's a slip. It's fine. If parents intend to have respectful, prosperous, and polite offspring, somebody knows the plural of offspring is offspring. Good point. They should raise them by means of right instructions. Very generic and correct. We are still not on topic. We're still hovering around the topic like a helicopter. That is to say, time is changing and numerous parents, numerous parents require a great deal of knowledge to monitor their children. So they have to consult with child experts in training courses. Finally, after maybe 9 something sentences, I'm beginning to realize that the writer really believes in training courses. Take a vivacious child devoting plenty of time on virtual games. Oh, take a vivacious child devoting plenty of time on virtual games. Okay, this gives me V for Vendetta vibes. Vivacious child devoting plenty of time on virtual games. We take that as an illustration. My brain is analyzing how taking a child who's playing virtual computer games, I mean, basically online games, is an illustration. It's an example. This glaringly obvious instance exemplifies that parents should take part in effective courses to handle their children effectively. Take part in effective courses to handle their children effectively. We went down from so poetic language all the way down to effective courses to control effectively. Our helicopter took a nosedive. As a result, attending such courses are considerably necessary. Finally, I now know the writer believes that parents should take these courses for the upbringing of their children. Okay. What is going to happen in the next paragraph? More significantly, okay, these days, Okay, without a shadow of a myriad of parents, without a shadow of a without a shadow of a doubt, I guess. And then another comma. There's a missing element here. A myriads of parents, a myriad of parents, not a myriads, a myriad of parents or myriads of parents are occupied with job responsibilities. And they do not advocate sufficient time to expend with their children while their virtual roles fought for, it's another slip, for bringing children up should not be neglected. All right, so we're looking at the topic now from, I assume, another angle, like their role also should not be neglected. Not participating in training courses can lead to potential problems for children's behavior. Oh, this is a bit different. I thought in this paragraph we were going to talk about a different point of view, like the role of parents must not be ignored. But now we're saying no, if they don't participate in training courses, it's bad. Having attended, attend to is a different word. Attend is a different word. So these two are different. Attend to, I'm going to put it on the screen, what the word means. Attend is the one we want. Having attended appropriate courses, parents would ensure that their strategies would ensure parents, will be obviously correct. Why would? But would is imaginary. It's not imaginary. It will be obviously correct. If it's obviously correct, then it's not imaginary. Scientific research carrying out by psychologists and doctors on children's mental as well as physical health, as an example, not exempli, as an example. Huh? The sentence ended. Scientific research carrying out by psychologists and doctors on children's mental as well as physical something, health, obviously, as an example. Probably take this as an example. This crystal clear, but this is not crystal clear to me. This crystal clear what? Can easily illustrate this crystal clear something. I don't know what there's just crystal clear. What? We don't know. Can easily illustrate that they endured years of ups and downs to gain rewarding experience in these realms. Which realms? I assume they refers to doctors and psychologists, ensure years of ups and downs to gain rewarding experience in these realms are probably psychology and, oh, the mental and physical health of children. The writer wants me to be on my toes all the time. And whenever it's like, whenever the logic fails, I need to catch it and then push it back on. Therefore, parents should utilize their guidelines to raise their offspring in the best way. Yes, these are all correct and obviously correct. But where is the writer's main point? It's all too generic. To recapitulate, after careful analyze is a verb, analysis is the noun. After careful analysis, or after a careful analysis, because it's countable, or after careful analyses of resounding effects, wow, of participating in training courses by parents, or okay, It seems to me that attending such courses is definitely imperative. Okay. It, hence, is hoped that new important actions will be taken into consideration into the foreseeable future. Too many complicated, advanced vocabulary telling me some super exaggerated idea, but it's too generic. And it never landed on the topic. We always talked about the surrounding, and we just touched on the fact in the in the second to last sentence in this essay that yes, they have to attend these courses. It's imperative due to the reasons we discussed above. So let's look at the band descriptors. Okay, as expected. Here we are. First, grammatical range and accuracy. Yes, I saw some grammatical structures, not wide, but the range is large enough to be called 7, but there were errors in complex sentences. There were even errors in simple sentences, and the number of errors was quite visible, and the errors did affect the reader. Lexical resource, I give it a 9 in range. Yes, the vocabulary is amazing. The range is wide, but it's not 9. And because there isn't very good control over the vocabulary. There are spelling or formation errors, and the errors definitely affect the reader. You see, this is a very good example. For those who might believe that if you add a couple of words or you just memorize some structures, you'll be fine. You will guarantee your 7. IELTS doesn't work that way. IELTS is a standard test, and it is designed to meticulously check your English ability in writing. In many cases, you cannot fool the examiner. Please don't do that. Be honest with your English and really work hard to improve it. And also, I had some sentences that were not sentences. The connections sometimes was not accurate or clear. And the paragraph, no, this is not paragraphing, referencing. I had to, in some cases it was clear, but in some cases, again, I had to say, okay, they refers to this, them refers to that, it refers to this. I'm hoping, I'm guessing, I'm trying to analyze. That was hard. That wasn't smooth. Yeah, paragraphing was quite okay. The organization of sentences was not bad. Introduction had more than 2 sentences. Conclusion had 2 sentences. They were genuine paragraphs. But I wish it's not wrong to mention your opinion in the conclusion. That's fine, but that creates a bit of confusion. I mean, at the end, I finally understood the logic that these 2 paragraphs are to support the writer's claim, and the writer's claim appeared in the second to last sentence in the conclusion, which is not a bad practice, but you saw my frustration. And my frustration did not affect the scoring. You still get a 7 in organization. And yes, it's a clear progression throughout. It's all about the importance of bringing up children, and the writer believes in attending courses. And here are the 2 reasons, and the 2 reasons are mentioned in the body paragraphs. And the body paragraph's responsibility was to support the writer's claim, and they did their job in a quite good way. And task response, yes, that's the writer's position is relevant, and the conclusion was a bit unclear. We addressed all parts of the task, of course. And I wish the conclusion could actually conclude what was mentioned in the previous paragraphs. That the writer believes it's important based on this and that. We saw, based on these two pillars, each was discussed in these two paragraphs. And all of a sudden, the conclusion was something like, aha, so that's what you believed all along? Oh, okay. And many of the main ideas presented were overgeneralized. Overgeneralized. They were related to the topic, but very generic. I know 5.5 seems unfair for such a vocabulary-rich essay, but that's not all. That's not everything. There are multiple elements when you are going to write and you need to consider, and the only way to be better at those things is to hone your skills, work harder, practice, ask for assessment, ask for feedback. And I really appreciate you watching this YouTube channel, because by doing so, you're also encouraging everybody else to see what effects their work will have on a reader. And in this case, you have a reader who knows IELTS, who does IELTS assessment, and can give you genuine feedback. And by watching these videos, you will share, you will spread the word, you will tell others that, hey, if you're practicing IELTS writing and if you're having issues, this is the place to go. You can see how it goes, how it is assessed, and which areas you actually need to focus on. On those beautiful notes, I'm going to leave you with your representatives. May it be the next essay you're going to write, or a letter or a report. And I hope I'll see yours next time, and we will assess it together. On that cheerful note, I hope you have a wonderful day ahead.